Well, the first thing that we learned was that it again gets back to this. If we wanted to go the easy route, if we wanted to go the route where we maximised income, then we would have signed with a major, no doubt about it. And I guess for a major it might have been a loss leader, or they might have made it back, we might have sold more albums worldwide than we actually did. But what it actually did was, and it was very interesting because the actual recording of the album took about 3 years, which which is a long time by anybody's standards. And it pretty much half killed us in doing it. And it was very, whether the band continued, it was very much in the balance. We did this, we had this little plan, our managers put it together, we finished the record, we knew we had this thing, we couldn't tell anyone. It was exciting, you know. We were I think there was our managers, the band, and there were about 4 others who knew what we were doing. And then Johnny, and we decided we were going to have a release day, we decided the way we were going to set it up. Johnny wrote something on the web, and it was amazing to see the effect of maybe 10 words written on a website and the way it just spread and fed throughout the world. And it was empowering. I mean, again, it's that thing you cannot, and it's something that you can't put into a profit and loss account, you can't put it into a balance sheet. It's this feeling of empowerment, it's this feeling of creativity. It completely rejuvenated us as a band. It made us, it got the creative juices flowing, and you can't put a price on that. That's the stuff that keeps you going, and again, that was the biggest thing that we learned. This kind of direct relationship, this exciting way of doing it, this way that was actually very empowering. We were coming up with the ideas, and actually, you know, there were some pretty good ideas. We didn't have to go to other people to seek their opinion. We sort of had a good, amongst 8 of us, we had a good understanding of the web, and what we were able to do and what we couldn't do, and and it was good because it was a very pragmatic discussion as well. At one stage, it was put that maybe it should be a digital release only, so no CDs at all, and that was the initial sort of stage, and there was a sort of a purity to it. It should be just the pay what you think this thing is worth, and that's it. A real statement, and there's something really lovely about that. But on the other hand, we realised that as a band that people get their music in different ways, and people want CDs. I still like CDs, I still like vinyl, I like something physical. But lots of people like it in different ways, and we realised that was the other main thing, is the realisation about, even when you see the astonishing thing, I think, was that it went to #1 in Billboard in America, #1 in the album charts in the UK, having been released. It'd been out there for 3 months, so how does that work? Go figure. And what we realise is that human beings, we're all creatures of habit, so we like to get our music in very traditional way, or ways that are comfortable for us. So my mother, for example, I said, why don't you get it off our website? Why don't you get it you don't have to pay anything, Mum. She said, oh no, I can't do that. Why is that? She said, oh, I might get a virus. So she gets some music, she wants a CD, or she'll go to iTunes. That's a tried and tested way. So everybody likes to get their music in a certain way, and they don't really like to go off route with it. And it goes down to, I saw an analysis of the BitTorrent websites, and it's the same with the BitTorrent sites. People have their favoured sites that they go to, and they don't want to go to another one. So it's really interesting. It was a real lesson in, you have to make your music available in lots of different ways, and make it available to people how they want to consume it. Record companies take note. And I would also say that I think that it's very important to realise as a band. I mean, our experience within Rainbows wasn't done in isolation. You know, we set it up and did a digital online thing, but we did it with XL Beggars, and we did it with TBD in America. And our experience with them was fantastic. And I think what we need to get to a situation, what we had on our last record was an equitable and fair and balanced relationship between the record company and the band. And it's about a partnership. And I think the problem that's been, and certainly we felt it vis-a-vis EMI, not necessarily the people in Parlophone, but certainly with the business affairs and the legal side of it, it's not a partnership. It's very heavily weighted in favour of the record company. And I think you have to get away from that model. That model is it's outmoded. It's also the model that's being threatened at the moment. It's an analog model, and we're living in a digital era. It doesn't fit.